Meanwhile, just a day after the Pakistan National Assembly rejected US President Donald Trump's statement on Pakistan and Afghanistan, the US envoy to Pakistan has reached out to Islamabad. Now, according to reports, the US ambassador to Pakistan, David Hale, met the Pakistan National Security Advisor, Lieutenant General Naseer Khan Janjua. He said to have assured Janjua that Trump did not blame Pakistan for the failure of the war on terror. Now, the meeting was apparently meant to clear misconceptions about Trump's statement, especially that regarding terror safe havens in Pakistan. So this is the latest that has taken place in Pakistan, where immediately after the reaction that came in from Pakistan, where there was widespread denunciation over Trump's allegation that Pakistan had not done enough, now the American ambassador has in fact come out with a clarification stating that Trump had been misunderstood and he had not blamed Pakistan for the failure in the war against terror. Now, it's being said that David Hale, the ambassador to Pakistan, the US ambassador to Pakistan, has met the Pakistan National Security Advisor, Lieutenant General Naseer Khan Janjua, and he said to have assured Janjua that Trump had not blamed Pakistan for the failure in the war on terror. The meeting was apparently meant to clear any misconceptions about Trump's statement, especially that regarding terror safe havens in Pakistan. So the US envoy to Pakistan, David Hale, has met with the Pakistani NSA. Now, this is a clear change in terms of the stand that has been taken by the United States, where earlier Trump had been very categorical in stating that Pakistan will have to step up its operations against the terror outfits in Afghanistan. Right, and for more on this, we are joined in by my colleague Taha Siddiqui, who joins us from Islamabad. Taha, this is the latest that is coming in on the issue that's been going on between the United States and Pakistan for quite a few days now. The US envoy apparently has given a clarification that Trump did not blame Pakistan for the failure in the war against terror. What more information do we have on this?
Well, it seems like the ambassador to Pakistan, the United States ambassador to Pakistan, had a reconciliatory sort of approach yesterday when he met with the security advisor, the national security advisor, Janjua. And in that sense, basically, the communication that has come out from both sides, from the Pakistani side and from the American side, talks about how the ambassador realized that Pakistan had done a lot in the war on terror and how Pakistan's sacrifices should be acknowledged. They also talked about India and how, the National Security Advisor of Pakistan, he said that the Indian role and the Indian influence should be checked also, and the ambassador acknowledged that. But this is information that is coming out mostly from the Pakistani side. The American side has been silent about it, but it seems like given the hostilities that have been ongoing for the last 1 week, the ambassador reached out to the Pakistani counterparts and to sort of have a reconsideration and sort of tone down the hostilities between the two countries. Given the fact that the ambassador is based in Islamabad, he has a different role. The United States, people sitting in the United States, people sitting in Washington have been more hawkish. The ambassador here, even in the past, has been more reconciliatory, as we've seen yesterday also.
And also, Taha, but the fact of the matter is, even if he were to be sitting in Pakistan, in Islamabad, the fact of the matter is he takes instructions from the hawks in Washington. What do you believe has brought about this change in stance, where earlier Trump had taken a very hard stand against Pakistan? The rhetoric that we saw coming in from the Trump administration was of a completely different nature. But now, what the ambassador to Pakistan, the US ambassador to Pakistan, is saying is completely different, effectively saying that Trump did not blame Pakistan for the failure in the war against terror.
Well, that's basically what everybody has been interpreting the way Trump's speech was and the U.S. policy has been. And in that sense, Pakistan has been for the last 1 week when the parliament session happened, the parliament session said that Trump had actually threatened Pakistan, and Trump this was an anti-Pakistan speech. So in that sense, the Pakistani parliamentarians had interpreted that. So perhaps, from what we understand here in Islamabad, the ambassador wanted to clarify that because of the relationship that Pakistan and US have had for the last 16 years, it's not about blaming Pakistan, but it's about trying to work with Pakistan, and that's what the United States wants. And even at that time when the speech happened, the Trump administration did not outrightly put any sort of sanctions or any limitations or any measures were not spelled out. It was just that Pakistan needs to correct its course. And it feels like going forward, the two countries will come to an agreement as to how to do it.
And also, Taha, if I could just interrupt you there, we're short of time. So let me just also ask you, will we see any change in terms of how Pakistan reacts to this kind of rhetoric, considering the fact that Imran Khan had said that even if we do not get the aid that we get from the Americans, will we see now any kind of a change from the side of the Pakistanis to this kind of rhetoric from the United States?
Well, in that sense, I've been talking to, a lot of policymakers here, including the military, which actually does control the foreign policy and relations with the United States. And the military understands and acknowledges behind closed doors that it cannot break away its relationship with the United States, given its military dependence on the United States. And it will take at least 10 to 15 years, even if they start today. So in that sense, the Pakistanis also know that they cannot survive without the U.S. Military assistance and the military equipment that they have, and and given that, so it's understandable that the rhetoric was and it has been for the domestic audience, because the Pakistani public, as the security advisor even in this case said, that the Pakistani public sentiment was right. So just for domestic audience, rather than for the Americans, and basically behind closed doors, a lot more is happening that we do not get to know.
Absolutely, Taha. We'll have to leave there. Thank you very much indeed for joining us from Islamabad and getting us this latest on the friction between US and Pakistan.